What is happening, YouTube? How y'all doing today? It is Joe, just your average Joe. A little different video than normal. So I haven't been around in a bit. I am well, welcome back. We'll just say that. A little scruffy, but I'm here. Trying to get myself back on track, so I'm getting myself motivated to get through some of this stuff that I've been procrastinating on, and part of it is things that I need to tinker with. So I've got figured I'd show you guys kind of my tinkering process of something a little different since I haven't been on for like a week now. Figure I'd give you guys a little different perspective on stuff. But if you haven't been with me before, my name is Joe, just your average Joe. I've been reselling on eBay for about 8 years, give or take, but I've been buying and selling stuff on eBay since 2000. So 25 years now. Crazy. I'm up in my bonus room. Welcome if you have not been with me before. If you've not seen my bonus room before, this is where I do all my football helmet stuff. I'm sure you've heard me if you've been around a bit, and if you haven't, I do football helmets, as you can see on Facebook Live. And right now I'm in between series. We do about 60 boxes or a 60 series of football items at a time, and right now we're in between our series. I just finished Saturday night. Right now it's Monday night. So I am taking the next several nights off. I won't be back at it again until probably Thursday night. So I'm watching some football and got my stuff set up to start tinkering with some things, to include a Wii U handheld, which you'll see what it's doing here in a second. And I don't know if I can fix it or not. I haven't really looked at any YouTube stuff, but I'm just going to kind of show you through my process. So you're just going to kind of hang around my shoulder. I may be silent a bit. You may just be watching me tinker. If you enjoy this, great. If not, let me know. I don't know if I'm gonna get this thing working or not, but we're gonna give it a shot because I sold it and I got a return on it. And when I tested it, it wasn't doing this. So now that I got it back, I can clearly see what the customer was talking about, and it was not doing this when I sold it. So something happened in process. Either the thumbstick got jammed or something. You'll see what I'm talking about here. In fact, let me just show what it's doing. So obviously it's got some sort of phantom pressing joystick, some sort of issue with that joystick. It's not responsive at all, but it's obviously going crazy. So I can get it to, with the keypad, I can get it to kind of do its thing a little bit there, and it may stop occasionally, and it may let me start moving it. It's let me mess with it a few times, but for the most part, that's what it's doing. And the joystick actually will occasionally stop. If I can get it to stop right or turn it off and turn it back on, it will eventually here and there let me actually use this properly. But so I know it's working to some degree. I do have a replacement one. I don't know if it's the D-pad or the joystick. But obviously something ain't right, as you can see. And I can tell you it wasn't doing that when I sold it. So again, don't mind the game. It's playing in the background. Minnesota and the Rams. So Rams are up 17-3 right now. But let's go ahead and show you guys kind of my little setup here. And I'm going to, so I got a light, as you can see. It's a magnifying glass light right here. And I don't really use the magnifying glass much. I just use it to give myself more light, kind of like a lamp to kind of, yeah. So I'm going to let you guys just kind of hang out right there. I think that might be good. Can you come down a little further maybe? Can I bring you down a little closer? There you go. Not too bad. All right. We'll see how this goes. So first thing first, I'm going to, well, you know what? Before I even do anything, I'm going to try to do just something that I know is an easy fix. So we're going to try just some isopropyl alcohol, some Q-tips, and do some easy stuff first before I start opening up this thing. Because if I can avoid opening this thing up, that'd be ideal. So I'm just going to hit this with isopropyl alcohol and work it. I asked the customer to try that. I don't know if they did or not. Maybe they did and they messed it up even more. I don't know. But at this point, it's on me. I've already issued a refund for it. I'm going to really cake it with isopropyl alcohol. This stuff will eventually dry. And even I've noticed, even if you try to test stuff when it's wet, it's still pretty much, it's fine. So I don't, you know, get a good amount in there. Maybe get it. You know what? Turn off. There you go. You're better being turned off at this point. I wish I could, you know, figure out exactly which one. It could be this one. Also, it's just hard to tell which one it is. See, it doesn't start doing it. But the minute I press, there it goes. So I'd imagine, let's reset this again and try the other side. I don't think the other side's gonna, let's go power again. Yeah, see, the other side's not gonna do that. So I guess I'm isolating it to, it could be the, yeah, I'm just gonna open it up and see. I've never opened one of these up, so this is a first for me, guys. This will be a first for me. So we'll see how this shakes. Let's get the stylus out of here. We don't need the stylus. Okay. Luckily, I've got replacements already. So if I need to replace, I can. Which obviously it's probably going to need some replacing. I do have other tools, but since this one has them, my tools are in that drawer right there. So I might as well just use these though, since I got them readily available. But I do have my own set of tools. But since this has the kit, there's that. There's that. All right, I have not watched a YouTube video on this, so I probably should. I don't know if there's any. I'd imagine these are all going to be screws. Actually, let me rephrase that. I did watch a video a long time ago on one of these. So, but I don't remember all the details. So we might get to a point where I may just give up. That does happen occasionally. Or I start watching YouTube videos with you guys on here with me. So if this is the kind of stuff you like. So what I'm doing is taking off those little tabs. I don't know if you can see very well. I'm not really, shame on me showing you guys very well what's going on, I guess, but let's see. Jeez, they are tearing Darnold behind up. Gotta love playoff football, man. Okay, are these gonna be? Yep. Everything that could go wrong has. That's true. Okay. All right, what do we need here? Now I could just swap out that stick. I think it's pretty straightforward, I believe. You know what? Let me get my tools because this is, I don't like these. These are like the old China ones. Not to say mine's a high speed one, but is better than these China ones. Let me throw those away. Those are trash. And mine is, that's actually a Tri-Wing. So let's go to Tri-Wing. You know what? Let's go to the, let's use some power. Let's use some power. Make this quicker. Hopefully I got juice in this thing. Again, this is the first time I've actually taken apart a Wii U gamepad. So hopefully I don't, well, it's already, you know, it's already messed up, obviously, so can't really mess it up more than it already is, right? All right, let's see here. You got one connector here. All right, there's your connector there. I'm not going to turn that over and lose them screws. I'm just going to leave it like that. All right. So the one thing they were talking about was this L's. They also mentioned the ZL button was not working properly. I don't really understand that either. So that I can clean real quick. So I got isopropyl alcohol is what I'm cleaning it with. 91% is what I have here. Obviously 99% is ideal. But I did feel the button was a little sticky. I do see some residue there. So there's that. That might be why. We're going to have some sticky stuff on there. Some sticky goo on there. So that may have been why. I'm not sure what that's about. All right, so we'll circle back to this afterwards. So this should fix the Z button. It had some sticky residue on there. The customer actually, the crazy thing is the customer only mentioned that the ZL button wasn't responsive. When I got it back, that's when, and it's the same one. Obviously, your first thought is, well, did they switch the gamepad on me? Well, no, I can tell you they did not switch the gamepad on me because it's got all the same little blemishes as the one in my picture. I try to always compare and see because that's the first thing that you would think is maybe they're trying to get over on you, but that's not the case. So it is the same pad, but their complaint was only this button. Look how much stuff comes off of that, guys. How much stuff comes off. So that was their only complaint was the button. Well, this one's got some sticky. Oh, it's got. I guess maybe it was had a bumper on there. Oh, well, I tore the bumper off. Maybe that was supposed to be there. This had some on there. Oh well. Can I take this off? So that's again, that was their only complaint was the ZL button. It's not it wasn't until I got it that it had all that other stuff going on, and I was like, "What in the world, man? What is happening here?" So All right, we'll see. Now, there's a lot of little ribbons on here, so I'm not exactly sure how to get this thing off. But I do see, it looks like maybe, which one is the one we are working? We need to work on this one. It looks like, actually, this is where we're gonna come back down to power. Get a little closer in here, maybe. A little closer, lamp. A little closer. All right. It looks like maybe it was a regular screwdriver. It looks like maybe I don't have to take the whole board off. I just got to take this plastic piece off. So that's good news. And then I can access the trigger, hopefully, pretty easily. Let's take this guy out. We don't need him. Yep, I think that's all it takes to get this out. That's going to be pretty simple, I think. All right. That is exactly what it is. All right, so this, I'm just going to move over. And now you can see, actually, I don't know if you can see it that well, but all it took was to move this over. Now this is exposed, and I can just take this out. That's back to a tri-wing, of course. I hate how Nintendo goes back and forth from Philips to tri-wing. Philips to tri-wing. It's like, can you make up your mind? So back to tri-wing. And back to tri-wing. Okay. So I think that's it, guys. I think that's pretty much it. Little I don't want to disconnect this. Could probably make it a little easier on me, but there we go. All right. So there's that. So I could do one of two things. I could just clean this one and see if it works, or I can just simply swap it out. A lot of times I like to just clean them to see. It doesn't look dirty or anything. I think I'm just gonna swap it out, guys. I've got one, so why not, right? Actually, I got 4 total, I believe. So I think we're just gonna swap it and see how it does. So I just had another one I bought on eBay. I was going to fix another one a while back. And I don't want to put this thing all back together yet, but let's go ahead and why is this not? What's happening here? Did I do the wrong side, maybe? I think I did the wrong side. I didn't realize there was a right or a wrong side. Absolutely there is. Of course there is. I'm telling you, whenever I'm trying to tinker with stuff, if it's the wrong way, I'm going to find it. If there's a wrong way to hook it up, I'm going to find that way. All right, so now okay. I'm not going to put it totally back together, and I can test it without putting it totally back together. At least the shell portion. No, I do need to put this back on. Let's put that right here. All right, so I think really Deion Sanders maybe going to man. Deion Sanders might be going to Dallas. No way. That would really stink if the ZL, after fixing this, the original issue the customer complained about was the ZL button not working. We end up going back, even though I cleaned the ZL button, that we end up having the original issue still, even though I fixed the analog. That's going to stink, which means I may end up just taking this joystick back out and using it, putting the bad one back in and selling this thing for parts and let somebody else tinker with it. Because, I mean, I guess maybe I would replace this whole piece here. I'd end up replacing this whole piece possibly. Maybe I can buy that on eBay. But hopefully that's fixed. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Okay. All right. Basically, that's it. Let me put the L trigger back on here. Okay. All right. You know what? I think I can test it without putting the back cover at all. I think I can. Oh wait, this had. Actually, I think. What is that anyway? That's something. I don't know what that is. Is that just LED? Yeah, I don't know what that is, but we'll plug it in. We'll do it. I guess I do need to let these screws out because I'm going to end up losing one. Oh, I bet that's for the charger on the bottom there. Why do I still hear one? Maybe not. All right, so these are all this screw here. That's for the back shell. This is part that I don't need. All right, so let's put this back in. Let's see. Clip that there. And let's just kind of do that number. All right, moment of truth, guys. Let's see if it was, hopefully that's all it was, man. And then I'll test that trigger, because that's the original complaint, was that trigger. Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. Moment of truth. Let's see. That's fine. I'll go home. Please move the Wii to the gamepad closer, then turn controller power off again. Oh, man. All right. Can I connect to the Wii U console? Let me turn on the Wii U console. 1 second. Okay. All right, the Wii U console. There we go. All right, let's see what happens here. Hopefully it doesn't make me resync it. Uh-oh. It did totally wipe it, didn't it? Doing the same thing. Look at that. Are you serious? So I'm wondering if it's the D-pad. I wonder if it's the D-pad. Huh. I'll clean the D-pad up and see. Maybe it's the D-pad. But that's weird. Yeah, exact same issue. Exact same issue. So the minute I hit that, it goes crazy over. So I'm pressing to the left, and it's going to the right. So this isn't even registering on for this. So I'm wondering if it is the D-pad. All right, so let's turn this off. Maybe that stick was fine. Let's clean off the D-pad, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. So weird. So I just replaced that for nothing, but I'd imagine the other one is clean. I'm going to keep this. Nah, I don't want to break it. It's too easy to put that on and off. All right, so let's take this off again. Too easy. And let's clean the D-pad really good. Right? The D-pad's on this side only, right? Yeah. more of those. Yeah, let's see about the D-pad. Maybe it's just the D-pad needs to be cleaned out. I mean, I can't even try to test the Z. The original symptom was the LZ or ZL button wasn't working, so, or wasn't working properly is what they kept saying, what they said to me. So, I mean, it's not even dirty. I don't think this is going to do anything. I don't think cleaning this is going to yield a thing because it really doesn't look dirty. But then if doing this doesn't fix it, then I will look it up and see if there's anybody that's had the same problem and see what other options we have or what other tests we can try. So what I'm doing is just dipping isopropyl alcohol into and cleaning the pad itself, the little rubber pads. Getting any dirt and grime that might be in there, which typically is always a little bit of dirt and grime. As you can see, there's always dirt and grime. I think, honestly, it's the coloring that comes out. I don't know. Y'all tell me what you think there. But and then on the actual electronic part, now it could just be a short. It could be a short. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a whiz with this stuff by any means. A lot of times it's simple stuff that you can do like this and it fires up and everything's fine. And then other times it's deeper, and then if that's the case, then I'll sell this gamepad for parts and repair, and I'll probably buy a gamepad because I got the console that works perfect. So I'll probably buy another gamepad. I think you can buy the gamepads for like $50 on eBay, used working. Maybe $60 used working on eBay. I think you can get the gamepad. So it's worth buying the gamepad when I can turn around and sell the whole system for like $150. And especially if I can get even $20 out of this gamepad for having button issues but still working, somebody can use it for parts. So that's kind of my thought process there. So worst case scenario, I'll just buy another gamepad that works, bundle it with my system and bundle with everything that I have, because I actually sold this originally for Christmas. Actually, it was came with 3 games, controller and everything. You guys know how I do with the whole bundle. I sold it for like $179.99, I believe it was, so $180. So if I can buy a gamepad used for $60, let me look on my computer real quick. I don't know what they go for. Let me jump on here and see. Pretty sure I can get one for $60. I'd imagine I can. Hopefully that's not the case. I'm going to unplug this and plug it back in. Maybe it's the pins here. It doesn't look like it's unplugged. I mean, it responds to on the other side, so maybe that's all it was. We'll see. What's a gamepad go for? Let me jump on eBay here real quick and see. What is Wii U gamepad? Black one. We just need a black one. 75 free ship. Nintendo Wii U black gamepad only works. See description. What do you got to say? What do you got to say? Looks in fine shape. I mean, it's a little, has some cosmetic wear, but nothing crazy. Not any worse than this one. What's the description say on this one? It said we got great Wii U gamepad is wireless design, blah blah blah. Made compatible. Gamepad is specific, only works with design. The console works as designed, however, the left upper joystick tends to drift. I don't have the time and ability to fix it. Item is priced to sell, so it's got a little drift to it. I could replace it. This one's only 50 bucks, $5 shipping. I mean, I'd be willing to go $60 if I can find one. If I can resell this bundle again for 180, it's worth to put the 60 bucks in it. And then if I can sell this for 20 or 30, I mean, here's cracked screen for 30 bucks. So I can sell this one. So really, I'm only going to be in about $30, give or take. I think it'll be worth it. Here's one, $65. Wii U gamepad tested. So we'll see. I'll figure it out. I'll figure that out and do a little deeper. But should be able to be out the door. I mean, I could even get the one that's got the joystick issue and just replace the joystick with one from this one. Honestly, that's probably what I'll do. It's nothing to open this up and do this and swap out the joystick. So, yeah. So anyway, let's put this back together. Let's see. You know what I'll do? Let me clean that too, just to be safe. I was watching something the other day on the guy fixing a PSP, and all it was a little tiny piece of glitter that was causing the board to kind of like short and go pop in and out. So you never know, man. That was pretty clean. Okay. Puka Nakua. All right, so what I'm doing is just kind of just cleaning the membrane forward and backward. There's a little dust in there. I mean, that normally is not going to stop it from working, but you might as well, if you got it out and you're doing it, you might as well do it right, right? So there's that. You know, I will say, okay. All right, I cleaned everything. I cleaned those connections. I cleaned that. The only thing I didn't do was unplug and replug in this connector, but I really don't want to mess with that ribbon cable because it's so tiny. I mean, I can do it, but I really don't want to do it. I've got big hands that tend to mess things up sometimes, so I'd rather just not mess with it if I don't have to. So let's see if this does the trick. If this doesn't do the trick, I'll look up a couple of things, brief look up and see. This is again just how my gears are turning. I'm just sharing all this to kind of share, give you guys, some of you that have been with me a while, just kind of what I do on the back end. Like how I do stuff up here and what I'm doing up here. A lot of times when I'm not doing football helmet stuff, what I'm doing is stuff kind of like this. And then for folks that are new to the channel, like, and folks that have been with me before, just how my gears are turning, like my gears are going. Obviously I want to sell this on eBay, make money. Well, I can't make money if it's not working, and obviously I've already it's returned on me, which it was working when I sent it. So I don't understand that part, but that's what happens sometimes. This will be luckily the customer didn't send it back through eBay. He was willing to do an outside of eBay return. So I didn't get dinged on my account for a return, which if you guys have followed me before, you know that, eBay has dinged me in the video game and console category. So I've been very diligent on trying to like avoid doing anything through eBay when it comes to returns. And I've had several customers, have no problem doing that. And so that's helped me. Where now, and I haven't given you guys an update, but now I'm actually at a point where that 5% eBay was charging me. So I'm still a top rated seller. I've never lost top rated seller status, but I have was paying 5% in the video games category, because my rate of return was a little higher. And we've talked about that before. The reason why is because I've had some bogus returns, and I've had a few, some legitimate returns. I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, but I would say this is not really a legitimate return. Well, it is, because it's not working, but I 100% tested it before I sent it. So, obviously this is, sometimes you just got to eat some, because, for whatever reason, it didn't work when they got it, and took a bump maybe and jarred something loose, or maybe something finally shorted out in it, or who knows. But either way, the 5% that eBay was charging me did roll off on January 1st. So just to kind of share that with you guys, which is pretty nice. I haven't had to pay that. I don't have to pay that 5% anymore. It did automatically update, and I'm within range, like I'm in the same range as my peers. So now I'm not paying the 5% that I've been paying for the past like 2 or 3 months. So yay for me on that. All right, let me turn the let me turn the system on again. So yeah, and I'll share that when I pack and ship again, for anybody that missed it or hasn't watched this video. Hopefully that's all it was, man. Just needed a cleaning. Wow, no way. Are you serious? Now I gotta test the. Y'all see that, right? Let's go. Let's go home. And that's wild. That's all it was, guys. Are you serious? Beautiful. Now it's working. So all that gunk that was in that gamepad and is pretty much what was causing at least that craziness. All right. So now let's do they said the ZL button was not responding. Well, that seems to be responding pretty well. I'm gonna clean up the I'm gonna say this is fixed. I don't even think I'm gonna do that. I think it's fine. I thought it stuck for a second, the L trigger, but it's not. It's pretty responsive every time I do it. So, and the ZL button seems to be working just fine. And the analog seems to be working fine. I almost want to swap out the analog and put the original analog back in, because I don't think it had anything to do with the analog. It was the joystick. Okay, I think we're good. All right, well, I'm going to call that fixed, and I'm going to put this back together, and I think I'm going to cut the video, and 45 minutes. There we go. That's a fixed repaired Wii U. I don't have to spend money on getting a replacement. So that's how easy it can be sometimes. So I'm saying we did all that to show, luckily that worked. Because again, you saw where my gears were going. This was all raw and unedited. You saw my gears were going to, well, worst case, I got to replace it, right? So that was my thought process. There was let's just replace this thing if I need to, because outside of the next step for me would have been look up common issues or people that have had other issues with it, what they've done to fix it, to remedy it. Would have been the next thing. I mean, obviously it was a joystick. We kind of figured that out pretty straightforward. But was it the joystick or the thumb pad? And you saw how it shook out and how it played out. And I thought it was the analog all day. But yeah. So again, next step for me, if it didn't work, would have been just look up some stuff on YouTube, look up some stuff online to see what other people have said and what they've tried and what they've done to get it from stop doing it. And I would have maybe taken a couple extra steps to do whatever it is that that other people have done to try to fix it. And if it didn't fix, then in the back of my mind is, well, let's just for $30 difference, $40 difference, I can still sell this again for 180 for that $40 difference or so. I can just sell this one for parts repair, let somebody else use it, and buy one for 70 and sell this for 30. So $40 give or take. Not ideal, but when it was selling for 170, 180, it's worth it. But luckily we don't have to go that route. Again, just to share, if you didn't catch it, yay for me, the category 5% charging in video games and consoles. That category now, which obviously is my niche, I'm not paying the extra 5%, which is great. As of January 1st, I went in and I looked to see all my sales from January 1st, and it's not there anymore on anything under video games and consoles. Well, nothing at that matter. That was the only one that I was getting charged the extra 5%. So now I'm at least paying regular eBay fees again, which is nice. So I'm Thrillsville about that. eBay can suck it, because they took a nice chunk of money from me through Christmas time. I can tell you that. From October, November, December, they stuck it to me a bit. But it is what it is. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I may throw another one out there at you guys, because I actually have. I may just go ahead and end this, but actually I may just keep recording, because I have some games I'm going to be going through and testing that are a little janky, and just show you guys how I process maybe some other stuff. How I do maybe these controllers that I had sitting here. I may go that route too. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one actually, and I'm going to record another one for the other stuff that I got going on here, because I'm going to be sitting here doing this anyway. So I might as well load up a few videos and have them ready to post for you guys. So especially if I'm not getting on doing sales right now. My sales have been super slow, guys. That's one of the main reasons I really haven't been on. And it goes back to me. Like, I haven't been posting a lot. I've been, I had my best sales on my football helmet business, best sales I've had in 3 months, this past week and a half. So I've been kind of focusing on that a little bit. So, obviously I told you guys before, I haven't put anything up on eBay in a month at this point, maybe even 5 weeks or so since the last time I put some up on eBay. So shame on me. I'm down to like 430 items, which I was at like 630 before Christmas pop, the Christmas boom. I was at like 630. So I've sold through a decent amount of stuff, but lately my sales have been like, last week I deposited like 450. This week I'm looking to deposit like 500. It's just I need to get back on track with that. But again, it's ebb and flows. Sometimes when the other side of the business is picking up, I kind of let this go a little bit more than I should, and vice versa. Sometimes when that side of the business isn't going so well, I kind of ramp up and go harder on eBay than I should. So, and I'm still, getting over the lazies from the new year. I will say that I'm getting better. I'm getting back on track, but I am also still getting over the lazies of New Year's and getting myself back in the right mindset and back on track. So I think I'm getting there, because I said to myself, I need to get stuff on eBay, and I need to do this again, and I need to get this stuff tinkered and messed with, and that's the goal tonight. And tomorrow is going to be popping some things on eBay. Like I said, I got the next 4 nights off from my football helmet business, so for the next 3 or 4 nights, I got to take all my Christmas stuff down. But outside of that is going to be focusing on eBay and getting this stuff done. Like, for example, in fact, I'll probably do another video of showing you this. I've got a Game Boy Advance SP that I want to resell with a new IPS screen. So, you know, I'll probably do a short video of that. I've never done a Game Boy Advance, but they're pretty straightforward, I think. Controllers, like I said, in the game. So anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night, the rest of your day. I'm going to drop another video probably at some point after this that's more tinkering, because I'm going to be right here doing it and just chop up these videos or stop and restart and show you the next thing. So enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you on the next one.